Um, I love the light of the Christmas tree because it reminds me of all the light that's out there. And it just brings together not only the light, but the love that is so much a part of this season if we allow it. So blessings to you. This is my week off. And I said, yeah, I'm not going to do anything this week. And then I saw the time of the exact full moon being 7:33. And I can't resist it. I can't resist meditating with you all at the exact time of the full moon. So we're gonna kind of keep our eye on that. And it's also that buildup of energy that comes. And so I just kind of took a seat waiting for you beautiful beings to join in on the quantum. And boy, the energy was so strong like that. It still is. It's very, very strong now in our field here. And it has been. And I'm going to tell you something. About 10 days ago, I believe, I had a very deep session with what I would call the others on the other side, but not just on the other side, like in the astral plane, but definitely on the quantum in the cosmos. First of all, they said, whatever you experience below is happening above. So a lot of times we think we're really suffering down here and there's so much of polarity, but there's reflections all the way through the universe. And what I experienced in those moments with that intelligence, that spiritual intelligence, was an implication. I'm going to use that word, an implication that we have gone through a time split. And I want you to take that in. A time split. And what does that mean to me? It means there's a certain level of awareness that's available in the evolutionary spiral. And there's a certain kind of energy also going the other way. And so whenever I tune into that, it's just so much easier to be in that evolutionary spiral manifestation of time space. And they're kind of asking me not to call it time anymore. They're asking me to call it the moment or the now. So that we kind of, of course, we have to namaste to time so that if we have appointments, we honor those agreements. So there's an agreement with time space, 4D, but easily bridged into 5D, easily bridged through avatar or the I am. And so we met on the solstice, some of us, right? Some of you were with us. I see you. And during that solstice celebration, we were really asked for each of us to choose to represent an I am. And so some of the representations were I am a place to receive, I am peace, I am love, I am joy, I am harmony, I am abundance, I am trust, I am power. That's the power from within. Those are the ones I remember. And if I'm leaving yours out, I remember someone also referred to rebounding in health. But these IMs are capital I, capital A, capital M. And for most of you, if you go back through the teachings, you'll find those IMs. And these particular IMs right now are really more related to the I am divine feminine. And you go, well, what's the difference? Well, we've had millennia after millennia of the I am masculine. And if you think about all the sacred laws that have been brought forth by Christos, by Buddha, the doctrines, the Vedic laws, you could say the Emerald Tablets. I mean, I have a list of about 78 types of sacred law that has come through that represents the divine masculine. So it's here. And some of it has been disregarded and discarded. Some of it has been not used in the way that it was meant to via religion and some of those doctrines that are used to control people. So we just put that over there. We say, okay, we don't judge it. We just say, notice it. And on this side now, I am peace and I am love are the two things that really are needed now. We know this. But beautiful people, we have our 8. And I believe we have our 9. So I believe there's a mama involved here. And in that sacred 9, what we have is, in that sacred 9, what we have is the 8 and the observer. The 8 and the observer. And I take it upon myself to be the observer in this. So that's important. It's very, very important. You have a choice now. And what that choice is that you have a choice to shift to the I am in moments that don't feel comfortable. Disagreement, a traffic issue, a disharmony in the household. You have a choice. The more you make that choice, well, the better it is for you, obviously. The more you go into your I am, the better for you. But also, you're strengthening 5D reality in this new, I don't even want to call it time. I just want to call it a new reality. And sometimes what's going to happen is you're going to really be drawn into the other side and you're holding this side. And sometimes, you know what that causes? Fatigue. So you have to rest as much as you can. You have to rest. When you can, you have to rest and go inside. Now, one of the things that I was told to do is that I'm actually going to meet with someone from our group who's an artist. We're going to create the I am deck so that you can choose your I ams for the day and be inspired to do that and be reminded. Put those I am cards in your car. And there's going to be, I don't know, there's going to be probably 44, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll map it out. And regardless of that, when you wake up in the morning, do your IMs and then feel into what I am you can hold for the day. What I am you can hold for the day. It's a choice, but it's really, really exciting because no one needs to know you're doing it. But you know, and you become a stronger and stronger vessel. And I'm going to give you an example. So, a friend is the minister at Unity, and Unity embraces so many beautiful things. And in this particular day after solstice expression, they did a shamanic calling of the directions. It was quite powerful. And I'm going to come back to that. And they did an Advent wreath, and they did a Hanukkah menorah, and they did the Kwanzaa 7 candles, and they had a little joke. They did Festivus, which is a Seinfeld kind of thing. And of course, they did winter solstice. And so all of those expressions of this time of year and this time of going in, winter, what an invitation to go in, even if you live in sunny Santa Barbara, but it's colder here. And so this new friend, who's the minister, she was calling in the 4 directions, and so we were standing and doing this, and then we sat down, and she called in a few more things, and I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden I went into I am love, and love, love, love. It just started happening. I wasn't even choosing that consciously, and my field went to that crystalline 5D throughout the whole meeting hall. It just went like that. And it was, it was a pleasant surprise, but I went, oh, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be holding space when we can, when the energy's right. And it was a very sacred evening, but this was the very beginning. And she was really calling in the beautiful ancestors of this land, which all the indigenous people could recognize this changing of the sun and the changing of the moon and the changing of the constellations. That is how they marked time space. Is they did not have calendars, but they could observe these changes, in the temperature where the sun was, because you see the sun on that day was at its lowest point in the sky. And of course, the night was the longest it can be. And so now the light of the sun is coming back for the next 6 months. The other reason I couldn't resist about tonight is that my moon is in Capricorn. And that's an interesting place because it's very, in a way, it's a very cold place for the moon. It's very businesslike, but it really helps one with the emotional state, not be so tied into the allure of being stuck in emotions. And so for that, I'm grateful. So with that in mind, I'm going to ask you, beautiful beings, to choose your I am. It can be the one you had the other night, or it can be the one that you choose for this moment. And I don't have the entire list here, but intuit. I want to share one more thing as you're doing that and the power of what we're doing here, which I am now defining as quantum whispering. And I'm going to tell you two little stories because it's kind of, we're around the Christmas tree and love telling, how I love telling stories. So I have a friend and she's she moved in next door a couple of years ago, and she's very, very much the athlete and mountain climber, and you know, uh, the 46-mile bike ride's nothing for her. And you don't take bike rides uh, lightly here because no matter where you go, from where I live, you're going to hit hills and hills, and so we do this bike ride every Friday, and it's kind of a therapy bike ride, and we talk and she's been a CEO. This has been her life, and at a very young age, and climbed mountains and not been into the spiritual thing, but she knows she's in my writers group, and she knows about the book, and she knows about the quantum, and we've been having these discussions, and so little by little, I've been just sharing what we experience here, and I know it's completely like her whatever, but she doesn't say whatever. She's one of those people just take stuff in and it just it roams around in her subconscious and then there's some kind of manifestation. So she and I have had some discussions about her childhood and her relationship with her parents and things like that. And she did some energy on the quantum and took some steps. And it made this huge shift in her family dynamic to the point where before she left, she went to Australia for a while. But the night before she left, she recorded a video crying, saying the positive things that had happened. And she recognized it happened on the quantum. She recognized it. This is someone who never heard that word 3 months ago. So she's taking this in now, and she is using information to manifest things on this level that we're talking about, which I find extraordinary. Number two, so we were getting pretty dry around here in Santa Barbara, and there was no talk of rain. And so we engaged in a little calling in, and my yoga group shows up, eight beautiful beings, that number, 8 or 9, and we did a little manifestation. And really pretty much within 3 days, the rain was on on the radar. And I did hear from a number of people around the country going, "Are you okay?" Because so much rain came, but nothing. There was a little bit of flooding down near the beach, and but I just went and looked at the creeks. They looked beautiful. Everything's turning green. So it's just kind of in these interesting coincidences, if we want to say coincidences, that we are putting this energy forward, and we're moving forward in our life moment by moment, and we're getting manifestations, and those manifestations are important because they give us the confidence to keep going, because we humans have built into us this doubt. We don't want to be taken in by anything. Now, well, what if? Well, I'm not sure about that. Well, that could just be a coincidence, but I'm wanting you to really work this into your system and know that the work that you're doing individually and perhaps with clients, patients, work people, friendship groups, your family, saying prayers, it has great potential, especially if you can hold the field. Yeah. And we're being trained to do that. So time split, if we want to call it that. So we're going from 3D time space, we're going to nowness. So we'll call it nowness, the moment, 5D, 5D Earth, crystal 5D. And I'm going to tell you, I've had a few moments where it's come in so strong. And after I got that beautiful download with, you know, I point up there, who knows where they are? They could be over there, over there. But it was definitely a superior council of some sort. And I felt really a big shift happen in the field here. And a friend of mine who has not been in this house for a long time walked in and she's like, oh my God, your house feels so different. Wow. She's a healer, so she could feel it. So you can do this. You can do this. And this is what we're looking towards in the new year. And for some of you who studied with me, you know that 23 is kind of a strange, challenging number in some circles. And okay, I'm a little superstitious about it myself. I just look at it a little bit like, For instance, at 7:23, the door, there was a knock at the door. It's like, of course there was. But we're going into 24. 2024 has a beautiful ring to it. So there's a softness to it. And when we soften the edges, especially of our egos and our thought forms and our judgments, soften those, soften those, soften those. It just allows the light to really, that 5D light, it starts to come through in moments when we least expect it. And then there's evolution. And then there's evolution. Okay, so we're nearing the time of the full moon. I thinking there probably won't be any more knocks at the door. So let's close our eyes. And feel the joy. I feel so much joy in being with you. That's the first thing. So I'm going with I am joy tonight. I am the joy of being. I am the joy of giving. I am the joy of receiving. I am the joy of living. I am the joy of evolving. I am the joy of ascending and remembering the light that I am. I am the joy of the light within. And with that, beautiful, beautiful beings, go inside. Your light, I can see it. The moment I speak those words, there's a spark, it's 5D. That's all I can tell you. So feel and recognize the light within, the light that you are becoming, which is perhaps a different light than you've been. because a different light is being offered to us as a vehicle. And the intonation is also ascend, ascend to the joy. Lift thyself up with the I am essence of your being. Recognize, if you would be so kind, the sanctity of your beingness. Truly, you are a sacred being. You've done the work. And now, it is now. It is the moment to soften and experience for yourself your I am. Allow your avatar frequency to be your container. And allow this to express in a field of love, love, love. Say it, love, 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 love. And let that love, love, love crackle out in that crystalline formation all around you. See and be the light, the crystalline light. Try it on. It's a beautiful arraignment. Try it on. And we ask all the sacred ones who have paved the path for this to come forth now. And now we begin the collaboration not just as above, so below, but as below, so above. And even as we extend our intent and our focus to this transitional state, so must we receive intuitive guidance, protection, enhancement, health, vibrancy, information. And we must listen. We must ask, listen, and receive. Ask, listen, and receive. Ask, listen, and receive. And establish a very wide channel between you and the highest guidance that you can take on. The highest, I want to say, it's not just guidance, it's that overall visioning that sees the whole picture, that goes, okay, yes, and patience, yes, and await, yes, and it is so. And say yes to that. Say yes, that you deserve to be that kind of channel. You deserve it. And this is a very important part, or I should say, aspect of the divine feminine, the place to receive. Find your own way to say yes. I receive. Yes, I am a place to receive. Mhm. I'm the vessel. And a vessel is a container to receive. It must be filled up before it can give. Mm. And here are now the very powerful energies of this cold moon coming in. And we receive those added frequencies now because the moon is so powerfully influential on the waters, and we are 76% water. And allow that cold moon just to purify the waters in your vehicle. And let the tides Pull out anything that you don't need. There you go. There you go. Allow yourself to be purified with ease and grace. And now allow to flow in beauty, beautiful thoughts, beautiful heart, beautiful function of your vehicle. And there is an encoded message coming through now. Let's see if I can read it. It's coming into our field. It's coming into you. Particles of light sequenced to give us some very pertinent information. Wow. The first sentence is, you are the bastions of continuity. Bastion's like a pillar. Know that you are a channel an entrained channel, a prepared channel, an entrained channel. To receive and ground, if you will, but it's more it's not ground, it's register. You are a channel to register the incoming and be acclimated to it as your reality. Therefore, being this vessel of continuity, it affects the all. I'm not sure if I'm quite saying it, but we've been preparing for a while for this, and it is time. Moment now. And it's nice when we nod our head, yes. If that feels right to you. Crystallize this yes with acceptance, reception, and grace. Anchor. Anchor the influx. And in this coming year, we will be doing this in graded segments. And the message now is to integrate. And in addition now to the blessings that we've received and the mission we've been given to hold the I am, we also look into the world of time space. And from here, we send the intent and intention of peace, negotiated peace, negotiated peace. Number 2, we ask the elements and the elementals to formulate the proper precipitation to the lungs of this beautiful planet, the Amazon. It is in need of more rain. It is also in need of no more destruction. So may the powers that have enforced it be pushed aside. Let there be rain. Allow there to be life for those who caretake the lungs of our planet. And we proclaim this with intent and power, and so it shall be. And may all of those beings who are putting their actual focus, energy, and heart into the alternative ways to allow this planet life to live on less of the elements that are being removed from the planet. We send blessings to those with the creative, inventive minds, that they may channel the solutions in corroboration with a more supreme intelligence, an oversight intelligence. And we empower those that have the gift all the elements that they need to manifest what they are receiving. When I say Hom Takwiasan, I say blessed be. I say namaste. Om Mani Padme Hum. And may this crystalline spirit spread. Infuse the hearts of those who will to be of oneness and service to the all. And blessed be.